that's it. But that's, I mean, it's basically the same for all the tanks. What I tend to do with mine is, as you can see there, I'll basically try and mask the front of the tank, the whole, well, upper front plate and the turret. By doing that, it allows you to, well, effectively camouflage the tank, because ideally, when you're going into combat with a tank, there's two positions that you take up. This is as far as defensive fire goes anyway. When you, I'm just thinking if I can actually show you on a map, on the test drive. Let's have a quick look. Actually, I'll take something quick, so I can do it quicker. Right. Let me just find a bit of cover. That might do. No, okay. That's actually no. Okay. Ideally, I need a hill or a slope. I don't think there's actually many around here, unfortunately. At least not in the same manner that I'm thinking of, anyway. It's more down to, you know, guys into map design learning. But I should be able to give you a rough idea of what I mean from this cover here, possibly. Depends if it's got any depressions on it. No. Okay. Thank you, Guy Boob. The basics of tank combat, though. Ideally, I mean, this is in an ideal world, not in War Thunder basically, but you can kind of do this in War Thunder, at least at certain parts of the map. I can just get up here. Has that got a depression on it? Yeah, okay, well, this should work. I mean, this little bit here, this area, that's basically like a tank parking spot, or cover for a tank. The idea being that we put a tank in there, not this tank obviously, but a tank, T-34 basically, and with it, it covers your lower front plate and it covers your sides, so you can't take shots to the sides of the hull, or even, you know, the lower front plate of the hull. As far as actually using it goes, tanks, generally speaking, apart from Russian ones, have good gun depression. Well, gun depression at least. The idea with that is that there's two positions you take up with tanks when you're in combat. This is just as true nowadays as it is back in World War II, or, you know, in previous wars. Basically, there's two positions. One is called turret down, and turret down basically means that you move up to a hill or a ridgeline like this, for example. The only thing that you show is nothing, basically. The commander is the only thing that you should be showing, and the idea behind that is that the commander is looking for targets. The only time you reveal yourself is to take a shot yourself. So say I find, well, actually there's targets here already. Alright, so there's a target there. At the moment I'm kind of like turret down, so I can see him with my commander, I can't see him with my gunner. Okay? The next thing to do is basically move into a hull down position. That basically means that you're showing only the turret. Okay? So you push forwards until you've got a firing position, take your shot, and then withdraw into the same position again. Okay? With this tank, ideally you don't want to be taking the same shot from the same position again, because if he knows it, well, if he saw you take that shot, he'll be watching for you to come back and he'll take your turret out. So what I would do, or what, you know, tank destroyers of this class would do, is they would relocate to a different position and then do the same thing again. So get into a turret down position first, can't see him with the gunner, maybe he's with the commander, move up to a hull down position like that, take the shot, miss that time, and then pull back. But that's the basics of tank combat, really. I mean, literally the basic kind of use of them, or the best use of them. It is kind of like using it from a defensive position, and obviously you're not going to be able to do that on some of the maps in Alternate, but it's the basics. It's all about minimizing the fire that your vehicle would take, basically. As far as yeah, it can happen that you just will get one shot. I mean, it's the same thing with any tank at the end of the day. But if you're using this properly, you will basically be minimizing that chance. And the likelihood of getting one shot is much more reduced if you're using it, you know, the way it should be used, which is hold down. I don't know if you saw what I said yesterday, Cybersky, about tank basics, but where I'm going now, the position that I normally take up on this map, this is an ideal position for this kind of tank. It's a good position for most tanks, to be honest, apart from maybe Russian ones, which, you know, the reason for that is because they don't have good gun depression. If they did, then again, they could use this spot quite well. Hello, Cass, welcome back. No! The show was like, nope, not going in there. Oh, damn it. No, this guy. Unlucky, buddy. Reversing in the Panther, yeah, that's a right move. Hopeful move. Don't do you any favours though. Hello, Nord. Thanks for the hosting. Level. I know there's TD down there somewhere. Next one. Tag 2P just below me. There you go. Moving.